So Ludwig, bless his perfectly coiffed hair, decides to wade into the murky waters of Ethan Klein's latest video about Hassan Piker and Frogan.
Why is Ludwig such a... Everything that some people tell you is a projection of their own behavior. When people talk about like cabals, or like when Hassan talks about how like all these people are in bed with each other and the donors and the lobbyists and all that, that's how he acts on Twitch. So remember, this is why Hassan and Asmongold don't fight with each other. It's why they don't cover each other. It's why Asmongold's probably not going to react to that Ethan video on Hassan. And the reason why, and it's why Ethan and Hassan suck up to each other. And the reason why is because it's like a little cabal. They all want to kind of protect each other's bag, so you don't stand on each other's toes, and you kind of cover for each other when you can, and you just all kind of like move in the same direction. It's unironically like the train wrecks allegations, I guess.
To be clear, it is true that she was nominated in 2021 and lost, and then was again nominated 2022 and then won.
Wait, so then why the f does this picture even matter if the gist of his claim was correct?
But she's not been nominated in like, I guess, 3 years now. Through 2 or 3.
This is like the most fine-tooth comb criticism fact check. So you said Ethan and Hassan stuck up to each other? Oh, sorry, I meant Ludwig and Hassan.
I don't know why. I don't know why I don't talk about Ethan. I don't ever talk about him.
And he doesn't talk about you. He didn't really talk about you. He just brought up the streamer wars. I'm trying to think. Did Ethan mention Ludwig's name or show any images of Ludwig in the entire video?
I don't ever talk about him. I don't know why he pulls me and Cutie in. I think it's weird.
I think he just talked about the awards show that you guys have for your friends, which is true. I mean, but...
There it not happen. He can do what he wants. Look, have your feet with us on. I don't give a shit. I'm playing video games over here.
Frogan called him a cracker.
This is actually my favorite detail about Frogan. She won a Rising Star Award at the Streamer Award, an award show put on by her friends. And then the next year, guys, she gets nominated for Rising Star again. Are they fair? You can't be Rising Star twice.
Well, wait, so he didn't even get that fact wrong. I thought maybe he said she won twice when she just won once and was nominated once. So it was just the image was incorrect. That's his criticism. It was just that the image was incorrect. And he got the order wrong. She was nominated and then won once.
Leave me alone. Leave my girl alone.
Bro? Oh my God. It's so cringe. I'm protecting my woman. None of this is about you, bro. What the
playing video games over here. Leave me alone. Leave my girl alone. You don't got to pull up pictures of her and fake fun of her again. You don't got to doctor screenshots that are fake. Make weird.
Why would you have to doctor a fake screenshot?
Weird conjecture points that are fake to prove.
But his point was correct. His whole point was absolutely correct. It was just an incorrect screenshot. But the point was...
You can just use facts to prove a point. That's what I would recommend. If you want to prove a point, find facts to prove the points. Don't make up facts or find fake facts. I don't know if he did. I genuinely don't know if he didn't do his research or he knew it was wrong, but it proved a point. I don't know. But anyway.
He did get it wrong. She was nominated and then won. Not won, then nominated. To be fair, we should be honest about it. That yes, the claim was technically wrong, but Ludwig is still a cuck for her son. No, you should look at what the claim is about. If I were to say, John murdered 120 people, he's a reprehensible person, and it was actually came out that John murdered 119 people, would you say my claim was wrong? I mean, like, if we're like doing like a ultra factual, like the record of how many people killed somebody, then sure. But the gist of the point is this guy killed a ton of people. He's a morally reprehensible person. Right? You wouldn't say that the whole claim is wrong. That's not true. The gist of the joke that Ethan is making is that anybody being in a Rising Star thing twice in a row is just very funny, especially if you win one time and then you get nominated again, or if you get nominated and then you win the next time. Being in a Rising Star thing for 2 years, that's not what Rising Star means. So even if he got the order wrong, it doesn't nullify the main point that he's making. That's being nominated for Rising Star after winning is way more cringe than being nominated again after losing. Is it? I feel like either one is cringe. You can't be rising for 2 years. That's not like... that becomes the stagnant star award. He's doing that thing Hassan does where he zeroes in on the most irrelevant argument that might be right on so that he can invalidate your entire viewpoint. Yes, Hassan and Hassan's orbiters will never, ever, 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 ever address any part of Ethan's bomb. It's always just out of context. Yeah. Or like trying to correct the most hyper pedantic point ever. Destiny, I swear to God, I'd love to watch a conversation where these Weasley pricks are pinned down to actually answer for their behaviors. It's infuriating seeing these fake give takes. Yeah, but their fans don't care, so they won't. They don't have to. Trump.
This is going to be a wild ride, so buckle up, grab some popcorn, and prepare for the most unnecessarily deep dive analysis of online beef you'll hear this week. We're talking about Destiny reacting to Ludwig, who was reacting to Ethan Klein, who was reacting to Hassan Piker and Frogan. It's like the internet version of Russian nesting dolls, except every layer is filled with more passive-aggressive subtweets and strategic misinterpretations. And at the center of this tangled web, Ludwig. That's right, Ludwig, the golden boy of Twitch-turned-YouTube guy, the charming everyman who somehow manages to be both deeply involved in every controversy and also completely above it all at the same time. It's like he's the Switzerland of streamer drama, except instead of being neutral, he's casually throwing out criticisms and then pretending to be confused when people respond. So what kicked off this internet soap opera? Ethan Klein made a video poking fun at Hassan and Frogan, and Ludwig took issue with it. Now, this is already interesting because Ludwig and Hassan have this unspoken, don't step on each other's toes agreement. You know, the kind of relationship where you're not besties, but you both know you're in the same elite club of streamer Illuminati, so you don't really go for the jugular. But this time, Ludwig actually took a stance against Ethan's take, which made Destiny raise an eyebrow and say, "Hold on, what's going on here?" And this is where the fun begins. Destiny watches the clip of Ludwig explaining why Hassan and his friends are in this weird little cabal, this unspoken agreement between streamers where they don't directly go after each other, even when the drama is staring them in the face like a dog that knows it stole your food but refuses to admit it. Destiny, ever the philosopher of online squabbles, breaks this down with the precision of a scientist studying the mating habits of internet influencers. Let's be real, this whole situation is a perfect example of how streamers navigate the minefield of internet friendships. Ludwig is sitting there going, "Why are you talking about me? I don't even talk about Ethan." And Destiny, watching this unfold, is basically laughing because, dude, you're in the scene, you're in the club. It's like the mafia, you don't get to pretend you're just a civilian when you're showing up to every sit-down. The thing about Hassan and Ludwig is that they know exactly how this game is played. They might not always agree with each other, but they definitely understand that there's a certain level of we don't go after our own. It's like an unspoken ceasefire in the streamer wars. Meanwhile, Ethan comes along and just does whatever he wants because Ethan's entire brand is being an internet bull in a china shop. And Destiny, he's standing there with his camera, watching everyone trip over themselves and taking notes like a sociologist studying the effects of clout addiction. Now let's talk about the real meat of this drama, Frogan's Rising Star Award at the Streamer Awards. Ethan Klein thought it was funny that Frogan was nominated twice, which, let's be honest, is objectively hilarious. You can't be a rising star twice. That's not how stars work. If you're rising for 2 years, you're no longer a rising star. You're just a person who didn't quite make it last time. It's like getting Most Improved Player 2 seasons in a row. At some point, you're just consistently mediocre. But Ludwig, being the good friend that he is, comes rushing in like a white knight, yelling, "Leave my girl alone!" And suddenly, this goes from an analysis of streamer culture to an anime where a protagonist is defending the honor of his guild. And this is where Destiny, ever the cold-blooded analyzer, steps in and goes, "Wait, hold on. The entire point Ethan made wasn't even wrong. The screenshot was technically inaccurate, but the point was correct." This is what Destiny does best, taking an argument, stripping it of all emotional weight, and breaking it down to its raw, logical components. It's like if Spock from Star Trek was a Twitch streamer. This is also the exact Hassan strategy that Destiny has been calling out for years. Zero in on the most irrelevant factual error in an argument and use it to pretend the entire point is invalid. Ethan Klein could say, "Hassan's audience is full of die-hard fans who will defend him no matter what." And Hassan's response would be, "Actually, one of my fans once disagreed with me in 2019, so this is completely false." It's like arguing that gravity doesn't exist because you once saw a balloon float away. The biggest takeaway here is that the entire streaming world is a tangled mess of backroom handshakes, silent truces, and strategic callouts. Ethan, Destiny, Hassan, and Ludwig are all in the same ecosystem, but they interact with it in totally different ways. Ethan Klein shoots from the hip, says whatever he wants. Half of his jokes land, half don't, but he's always willing to just plow ahead. Ludwig plays the safe game. He's always adjacent to drama, but never quite in it. The guy is like a Twitch diplomat. Hassan Piker, leads a die-hard community that will defend him no matter what, uses hyperpedantic argument tactics to avoid addressing the actual criticisms. Destiny, the scientist of streamer drama, stands outside the fray, meticulously documenting every ridiculous move people make while laughing at the absurdity of it all. At the end of the day, what did we learn from this? Absolutely nothing. But was it entertaining? Absolutely. This entire situation is the perfect microcosm of streamer culture, an endless loop of mutual backpatting, low-stakes drama, and people pretending to be shocked when they're called out. Destiny's entire reaction was basically just him watching a train crash in slow motion while sipping a coffee. Ludwig got defensive, Hassan ignored the real argument, and Ethan continued being the internet's most chaotic commentator. It's the cycle of streamer drama, and it will never end. And honestly, that's probably for the best, because without it, what else would we be watching? Actual important world events? Nah, give me another 45-minute debate about a Rising Star Award any day of the week.